Welcome to. I sound the same every time I do that.
You do.
Welcome to.
Female male voice.
Welcome to Living Outside the Closet.
With Amy and Elizabeth. When I'm not Amy.
I am.
What up, Amy? Welcome back. This is episode 4. Hope you guys are still enjoying it.
We are going to talk today on a more serious note. Church hurt.
Church hurt. What did you say?
Church hurt.
That is correct. Church hurt.
And I want to say that our opinions are that they're our opinions. It's from our experiences and the way we felt. They are not to disrespect anyone's beliefs. Period.
We'll start us off, babe. You have already got the camel's. I don't know what I was fixing.
The camel's toes.
Yep, we're real serious. Oh, it is a touchy subject for both of us.
It's hurtful. And the only reason why I want to share it is if you're going through it, or if you know someone that's going through it, or maybe you're the reason someone's going through it. I don't know, but I hope it helps. I don't know. Homosexuality and Christianity have been like fire and ice, oil and water, for years, upon years, upon years. But church hurt to me was never a thing until I met her.
Hey, I'm not Amy.
And we've had church hurt, but from completely different angles of it, I guess. And I served the children of the church that I used to go to for 20 years. I raised my children in the church. I taught at the church. My children played ball, cheerleading. I was the leader of many different organizations in the church. And she's piddling again.
I'm sorry. I just want to make sure everybody can hear you.
We did summer camp every year at the church. So for 20 years, I served the children of this church. Through that 20 years, I have been the same exact person that I've always been. I have loved the kids that have come through. Nothing has changed about me other than what people knew about me. I guess that's a fair way to say it. So I've been the same. I'm still going to love your kid unconditionally. I'm still going to teach your kid. I'm still going to have your kid's best interest at heart. That kind of thing. Nothing about that has changed. So I was trying to mend her church hurt by encouraging her to come to church with me.
Well, am I going to give my backstory now on my church hurt?
If you're ready for that.
Well, that way we can know why you're helping me. I'll go ahead and give my side.
Yes. What's the matter? So that fly on the wall thing?
Well, we do like one shot. Yeah. Can you just let it sit there for like 30 minutes?
Hey guys.
Her jeans on the one serious episode.
Fly on the wall.
Her jeans are stuck around the wash machine spinner. We'll get it.
So we have to take the agitator apart to fix it.
Because we are manly. So anyway, I was raised in the church. my whole life, literally. My dad, he was a music leader when I was first born, and then when I was 5, he took on his first role as a pastor, and we went to our first church, and I think I just turned 5 when we went. Yeah, we went in July. My birthday's in June, freshly 5, and we stayed at that church until I was 19, and we did not leave. I don't like saying all this, but
You don't have to go into detail about it. You can just be very.
we didn't leave on
Brief.
good terms from my personal experience. I was very hurt, and it wasn't even anything to do with me or my sexuality. It was solely towards, my parents and just stuff, the church and stuff. It had nothing to do with me and my sister. So, but just very hurt by the church. And then we moved shortly after. I moved in with Amy, and then I was just telling her, she knew all my hurt and everything. She was there throughout the moving process and everything that we had lost. I had lost during that time. So,
But I think your church hurt also goes back to the religion that you were raised in heavily looks down upon homosexuality. So I feel like for you, and correct me if I'm wrong, that knowing what your surroundings said about who you knew you were hurt.
yeah, absolutely.
If that, I hope that makes
But
sense.
it's one of those things.
I'm trying not to point fingers or blame.
Well, I'm not going to blame nobody
Yeah.
because it is what it is. But growing up in such a home a godly home, a Christian home, and I know I've written songs about how hurt I am because I am hurt. But I tell Amy all the time, I don't ever blame my family for how they treat me because it is what they believe. I don't ever want to take their beliefs and what they solely believe and how they believe it away from them, because I want them to respect my beliefs and what I've come to the same way I respect them, because I want to respect them the same way I would respect a Buddhist and the same way I would respect them. Everybody has their own beliefs. Nobody's going to believe the same way.
Christians even believed it very differently.
I know, and so that's what I'm saying. I never fault my parents or my extended family for what they've said to me, and how they've treated me could be different, but it's their beliefs. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, that has, growing up knowing I was gay. Knowing I was gay. It's
From
not
a
like
little girl.
Yeah, like 6, 7. It's not like I was 15 and was like, I might, or in my 40s and like, oh, okay. Not that you realize it in your 40s, but you finally acted on it in your 40s. But I knew, and so I heard what my dad preached in the conferences we went to, and everybody in the church, and it was family discussion, and we couldn't watch certain TV shows if gay people were on there, or like if we were watching reality TV, oh no, they have a gay people on there this season, we're not going to watch that. And I'm like, why? And they're like, we just don't want to put that in our life. And I was like, ugh. So it never was a safe space at home for me. So,
And it creates an insecurity within yourself. So when I ended a 20-year marriage, and that's as much as I'm going to speak on that, I did not go to said church for a little bit because I wanted some things happened that traumatized my daughter, and she didn't want to go back in those doors. I was afraid to go back in those doors. COVID happened. After COVID, and we started, or the church started meeting in person again, I missed the kids at the church. I missed that part of my life. I missed teaching and that kind of thing. So I called my friend and told her that I missed them all, and then I wanted to come back. And she said, we would love to have you back. Come on. So I did, and I committed to doing that, and I did so, and it took probably a year before Elizabeth would even come with me. And she said all along, she said, I'm not going to do that. Once I start coming, people are going to start talking, and then they're not going to want you there anymore. And I was like, no. I had complete faith in my church family, like complete faith. Like I can sit there and name names and know that they were never a part of this. I was just so confident that my people were going to change the way she saw the church. And I feel like for a while it was really going good, and we keep, some children every once in a while to help out their family, and we were bringing them every weekend, and just really getting involved. And one day, after about 2 years,
I did not go with you for 2 years.
no, I went alone for like the first year.
Okay.
Like you would sporadically come in when there was an event, but and so during this process, we have VBS, and Leah's like, oh, I think I might come back in and help out with VBS, and she did, and that was a lot to get my daughter back through those doors. Like it was a huge thing in my house, and I was so thankful for that. So fast forward, Elizabeth's coming regularly now, and we're getting ready to prepare for the Christmas program. I mean, it's November maybe. I get a call. We leave Sunday. I get a call the next day on Monday from my friend, and she says, I don't know another way to say this, but I have been asked to call you and tell you to not come back. To help in children's church because of your lifestyle. I was like, okay. I immediately, like it broke my heart, and I immediately reassured her that I didn't fault her, that I knew it wasn't her, and that I was sorry that someone had put her in that position to say that to me. We're fine. We're still fine. We're still perfectly fine. Hung up the phone, and I immediately called Elizabeth, and I don't even know if I'm over it now. Like I'm still very, very hurt. I'm not. And
just at the church, not a specific person.
No, it's not a specific person. It's just it caused me
fathom it.
Yeah, it caused me to dive like really, really deep, and do I want to be associated with something that is going to cause anyone that I love to feel inadequate, less than, not accepted, not loved, not invited, not welcome? Church is supposed to be you're invited, you're welcome, all is welcome.
Yeah, that's
no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's if you're like me, you're welcome. Or not me, but if that person is like them, then you're welcome. I was just, there's not many times that I'm speechless, but I think part of me is still a little speechless about the whole situation, and I'm still very hurt, and I do still miss those children very much, but I will never step foot back in those doors unless it's for a funeral of a very few selected people that I still love dearly that go there.
Well, just one thing I don't understand. It wasn't my church, so I wasn't as invested. I mean, she gave years and years and years to this church. That's how I felt. Not even with the church I grew up in, because it wasn't even about me. It was solely about my family. But I thought, I apologized to Amy. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I knew this would happen. I was like, I don't have to go. And she's like, no, it's over. If you're not welcome and I'm not welcome, I'm not going. And I'm not going to go anywhere you're not welcome over me. Because I guarantee you, if I would have never started going, nobody would have said a word. Not a word. She would still be going there if nothing else would have happened.
And I have an idea of who it could be, but I could assume all day.
I don't know. I don't look very girly.
More than...
And it's not like we were like holding hands
making
and
out.
kissing and, like we literally.
And this is the first time I've actually talked about it outside of my home and my like close-knit family. Like I didn't publicize this in any way. I called one person to let them know because they had brought their child there solely because they knew they could trust me. And I felt like I owed it to that parent to say something. But that's the only... But the damage that did was like a trickle effect, because now Leah's outlook on that is quite the opposite of what we were going for. And I think I don't know how much it really affected you in the terms of solidifying how you felt initially.
It just made me not want to go to church. I think now, period, I just detached Christ himself and the church. There are two totally different things.
Completely
no matter
different.
what religion you are, Southern Baptist, Methodist, Catholic, I have completely detached it, and whatever's in the Bible and what I get from it, that's where we are.
Yeah.
I just don't go to church anymore.
It's like our walk and our journey with Christ is just an intimate relationship between God and us. It's not like we have disassociated and had to unlearn a lot of things. And we're still unlearning, I think, every day with what we were raised to believe. And I don't even want to say raised to believe, because I was not raised in a house that talked or felt down upon other people. It was the life that I lived for 20 years was like that. And so to unlearn that, it's taken a lot, and I'm still unlearning. So my point was just be careful how you treat people and what you say to them, and just be kind.
I want somebody to answer this question, because this is something I don't know, and Amy don't know I'm fixing to say this. Oh Lord. But
surprise.
no, because I can't sitting here just listening to this. Is our church is welcome. Come to our church. You need to come to our church. Why do you want us to come? To tell us to go home. So what did that prove? My dad's church, her church, whatever church we've been to together, because we've gone to church just looking.
Minus David.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Are we saying names?
Well, I'm going to say David Cochran. He has never, ever once made me feel inadequate, not welcome. He has loved us with open arms, whether he supports, not supports, whatever it is.
David Cochran is the first person I think I've ever met that I can look at and say, okay, that's a
and
Christian.
His wife, Jamie. Yeah, and Jamie, his wife.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I love Jamie.
1,000%.
I associate them
And
together.
even the parishioners of his church at that time were very welcome and loving and accepting. Like they were a great group of people.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoyed that.
And so back to what I was saying, we looked for a while for churches, because I became his music leader for a short time, and that was a great experience. That kind of was like, okay, I love David loves me, I love David. It gave me a little bit of a new outlook of the church, and then that ended, and I started going with Amy. We decided to start going. She decided to start doing her church, and then I gradually joined, and then that happened again. And my question is why do the churches preach so much love? Whether you agree with it or not, we're not saying that it's not, that you don't have to think it's a sin, that you don't have to say we're okay and great. I don't mean this mean, but we don't care. It's not that we care.
Someone else's opinion of us is just, it's their opinion.
Yeah, and so whether you believe it's wrong or right, or, well, we think it's wrong, but we're still going to love you, we don't care. But my question is if the church or Christ himself is, because my dad always used to say Christian, I'm going to get this wrong. I think Christian in the Greek or something means little Christ. So we are called Christians because we're supposed to be the outlook of a small Christ. That is who we portray. But how I have interpreted the church or people around me that associate themselves as Christian, and just a select group, not everybody, I'm like, that is nothing like what Christ is. And
the fruit of the Spirit. Like they're not bearing the fruit.
And I hear this time and time again, well, we don't agree with what you're doing and we don't accept you, but we love you. But you don't. Your love is strictly, solely. I think sometimes they love me just because they say God tells them to love me. It's not.
Yes, I've heard that a lot.
Oh, I've never heard that. I thought I just made that up.
Somebody in your family say that to me.
Oh.
I'm going to love you and forgive you because God tells me to do so.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not even a genuine,
okay.
I love you. Like, you don't have to agree with me. I wrote a song one time, just love me for me.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to agree, but love me for me. Like, treat me like I'm normal. I'm not walking around with the chicken pox and hepatitis A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like, I don't have COVID. I don't have
Like,
the flu.
if we get touched or somebody gets too near us, they're going to get the gay cooties. Watch out!
Yeah, it's our
If you watch it, you're going to get them too.
or if you comment, we bite. But that's my whole question is, why would I want to go to church if you're trying to encourage me? Nealon's back. You're trying to encourage me and saying that your God is this God of love and our church loves everybody.
Or their version of God is.
Well,
is
yeah,
God,
I'm just saying, like, and our church just loves and accepts everybody. And then we go, and then we get told to leave. Or it's...
After 20 years.
Or it's, well, we just wanted you here to try to get you to get saved. What makes me not saved?
Their opinion of you.
Everybody's going to have...
This
everybody
is
has
very,
their...
very touchy,
yeah.
touchy. But then this is just our experience. The questions that come through our mind, we don't want you to quote scripture at us. We've heard them all. We've seen it all. I will speak for myself. I am very comfortable in my faith and my walk with Christ and my journey. And the harder I get knocked down, the further I dig deeper and the more I learn. And I love that. And I love that I've learned how to have a relationship with God without the parameters of what some people believe is within that parameter, not outside of that. And unconditional love, we were talking about unconditional love. I don't know about you. As a mother, I love my children unconditionally. It doesn't matter what they do. They could never do anything that would make me love them less, that would make me not want to be around them, that would make me turn my back on them. Even the way I'm treated, like nothing. I'm not going to love them less. I'm never going to not want to hug them or want to be around them or want to know how their daily life is. So, I don't know. To me, that's not unconditional love. Is what we've experienced. Oh,
Sorry,
well.
Gatlin's barking.
It's not. That's not unconditional love.
No, it's not love at all. It is what you say.
I'll love you in this parameter.
It's
of
not
my
unconditional
life.
love. It is conditional
It's
love.
very conditional. Yeah. So I will love you as long as we don't ever have to speak on this or anyway. Let us know what you think. Or not.
We don't care.
It's just our opinion, and it's something I think if you could just stop and think before you speak or before you make actions, you never know what someone else is going through. And I hope this has really helped somebody of our 2 listeners.
Maybe we have 3 this week.
Maybe
4, because it's episode 4.
Hopefully.
But we're normal people. People treat us so weird.
I know. We don't ask to be treated weird. We don't ask to be treated any different.
It's just, but I've heard before, well, you've done it to yourself, but it is what it is. I'm over it.
And I've heard before, if it doesn't serve the Lord, then you're going to have issues. Or what is that saying? Well, you know what? You could serve the Lord in the way that you believe, and you still may get cancer and die, but that doesn't make you less. Like, I don't know. Bad things don't happen to Christians. I don't know.
But you don't have to agree. We're not asking you to agree. We're just maybe putting our point of view out there, and I don't think it's fair to say that we're not saved or we can't get saved, because who are you to say what we can and can't do when it comes to our walk with Christ? Because he died for everybody, and I mean, that's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
He died for everybody, all of our sins.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Okay.
Is that all you needed to get off your chest?
I think Gatlin's done.
There's our other dog. I'm not sure what y'all can see. But this is episode 4.
And we may not post it as episode 4. We may post it as episode 5. I don't know, but this is our fourth go.
Anyway, church hurt. I finally have a name of an episode before it's being posted, so I don't have to just say episode number. This is Church Hurt, living outside the closet with Amy and Elizabeth, where we love each other and God, because it is possible.
It is. Believe it or not.
And Amy still wants to go to church, and I don't.
I don't think I really don't.
Amy does not want to go to church, and I don't either. We just love God.
I miss teaching the kids a lot.
Well, when around Christmas time, I was telling Amy, I was like, I miss certain things about the church, and
Yeah.
I miss certain things about the people that I grew up in the church with. I miss those people, but
I miss the little church programs.
I miss the Christmas plays.
Getting the
and
brown bags. Like,
what do we miss about church? Nothing about God. We miss all the candy and the food.
and the kids. I do miss
That's
the
not
kids.
true. Sometimes I just miss fellowship.
Yeah.
I don't always miss hearing the preacher preach because I always left. I had to go home with the preacher for many years. But so the church hurt.
It does hurt.
And if you've ever experienced it, send us a message. Maybe we can compare stories with some people. I don't know.
It's always nice to know you're not alone.
I've never found somebody who's gone through what I've gone through.
You're out there.
If you're out there, hit me up. Just kidding. All right. Well, we're closing out Living Outside the Closet with Amy and Elizabeth, where I'm not Amy.
I am.
And we'll see you next time.